Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Learn from each encounter with a woman. Learn from each encounter. I'm gonna tell you what, a lot of men will get on these videos, or they would take classes, read books and everything to, figure out game or whatever you want to call it. And that's cool, but at the end of the day, you still got to go out in the streets. And I've talked about this before. It's just like if you're trying to learn how to play basketball. Yeah, you can go to the clinics and everything, and you can be showing how to dribble and all that. You still got to put it into place during a game. And see, the best way really to learn how to deal with women is to really learn from each encounter. I talked about this in my book, Nice Guys and Players. I said, even when you get rejected, learn from that rejection. What was going on when you got rejected? All right, what was your haircut? Think about it. Every single piece. Say, okay, was my haircut on point? Boom. Was it? Okay, it might not have been. Was I clean? Was my breath smelling good? What kind of clothes was I wearing? What was my body language? What was the tone of my voice? You got to think about all of those things and then learn from it, and then don't repeat it. And see, when you deal with women, the best way is to go out and interact with women. Because here's the thing, and especially in these YouTube streets, you got plenty of men who say, well, the woman do this, the woman do that, this what you do. I'm gonna tell you something with women. The only real similarity they have is they have vaginas. And even that's not similar. Anybody who really has been sexual with some women, actually had sex, will tell you they got different vaginas. Their vaginas look totally different. Is everything in there. So as a result, just period, I don't care, other than them being female, they're not even the same level of female, to be honest. You get some, they got more masculine energy, some are just totally feminine. So there's always going to be those different things. The only way you want to really learn how to spot the patterns, particularly with regard to you, and I'm going to get into particularly you in a second, is to interact with women. Now here's the thing. I don't care what's being said, you gotta see how it works for you. What if I said, even for what I've talked about? Now I'm known for talking about body game, but of course I said that's the base of it. Even with that, I said, you gotta see which body build works for you. Because you get some guys up here say, well, you gotta have this amount of body fat and everything, and you gotta be this tall. And it's like, the particular woman might not like that. Now, y'all see, I'm a big dude. I be lifting and all of that, swole and all of that. I've had women talk to, they told me, look me in the eye and say, okay, Rom, I'm gonna feed you, put some weight on you. I'm like, what? They like different things. See, each individual, as an individual, as a man, you gotta find what works for you. Even with what I tell you, look, you got to say, okay, Rom said this, but if you really pay attention, I speak in general terms. Like even when I say body game, y'all notice the biggest I say is muscle, right? But even then, it depends on how it's presented. It depends on how it's presented, and still the woman. Some women don't want super cut. Some women do. Now, as a man, you got to say, okay, which one works for me? And the only way you're going to know is to go out and engage women and see how they're going to respond. See, one thing about women, you got to understand, some guys will say, well, yeah, they all do this. Do they do this with every man or just with you? Even seriously, you got to ask yourself that. You got to say what works for you. Because see, here's the thing with a woman. A woman, she can encounter 4 different men. 4 different men. And she will treat them all in 4 different ways. She'll encounter one, and she got total lust for him. She just, yeah, daddy, everything. She want to go behind that like 7-Eleven or something with him. She'll go in the alley, back seat. She don't care. She got to jump his bones on the spot. All right, that's one man. Then the other man, well, you know what? He gonna have to spend some money on her. He gonna have to pay and everything and stuff. Yeah, and you know what? He's actually cute too. Actually physically attractive. but it's something missing. So, you know, she gonna take her time with him. Then another man, the only way he gonna get, he gotta be persistent as hell and catch her at the right moment. And then you still get that fourth guy. He's friend zone no matter what he do. No matter what he do. All right. So because of that, every man has to find out what works for him exactly. He has to the man has to figure out how women respond to him. Then he knows what to tweak. He got to know what to tweak. And then he develops his game. Because, okay, I've talked about a man being rejected. Okay, you can figure out why you're being rejected. But here's another thing. And this is something anybody who's had a consultation with me know I'll ask them. You know, they'll say, hey, they haven't been with that many women. I say, how many have you been with that you didn't pay for? They're like 3. Okay, what did you do? I'm giving y'all some free game. What did you do to get those 3? And if they say they paid or something, you know, of course, I'm like, okay, you need to work on that. But most of the time they say, oh, well, she liked me or she approached me. Yeah, women do approach a guy. They just not direct in most cases. But, you know, or I approached her or something, or we were at this location. Okay, boom. If you know that a certain type of woman shows interest in you and is responsive, then you develop your game from there. Because, like, if I can take one look at a woman, I already know how she going to respond to me. One look. One look. And it never fails. Like, you know, even though I'll say breastises for a joke, and so with the breastises, but a butt dunk, if they got a butt dunk on them, it's rare I have issues. And it's like, and I mean like a nice thick butt dunk and stuff, but, you know, and flat stomach. Get along with them the easiest. It was just ironic because, and this is how deep you gotta learn stuff. When I was younger, I was more of a leg man. If they had a butt dunk, okay, but as I got older, I was like, wait a minute, these butt dunk women love my ass. So I figured it out. And, you know, of course, I'm known for talking about the tribe. Only way you're gonna know who your tribe is to interact. Every single moment, every single time you interact with a woman, even if it's casual, even if it's just like you walking down the street and she gives you a good smile. Let me say something about that smile thing, because sometimes people like the woman to smile at a guy and guy think that's choosing signals. It depends on the smile. If it's a lingering smile, okay. But you get some women, they give a quick smile and be like, you're like, come on, man, nah. They just trying to disarm you, because a lot of women walking down the street are scared of what a man gonna say. And even then, even when you approach a woman, and that's a good example too I need to bring up, because some guys, they'll say, well, the woman's talking with me, but she gave me a wrong number. They do that a lot just for more peace. In fact, some women probably even set up a number just to give to some guy, random guy asking them. But you gotta learn from that too. How is this woman responded? And see, what'll happen is if you're intelligent and you know yourself, you start making the correlation. Okay, when I'm dressed this way or when I'm behaving this way, these particular women respond. But it's up to you. See, the most I could do, or anybody else on here, we can give you a general perspective. And I don't mind saying it. I've told people, I say, go out and apply what I said. See if it works for you. If it don't work, it don't work. You find somebody whose stuff is more in line with your personality and who you're about. See, the people it works for me, or the people who like follow and they got something from it, wasn't based on science. They just had the type of personality or what they needed where it clicked with them. But then, you know, I'm more laid back about it. Now, somebody else might say, well, I'm more aggressive. Okay, find some ways to increase that. And even then, you still got to go out and do the work. Because that's the thing, because when I hear like, and people who have consultations, you know, multiple, I'll ask them, I'll say, so you've been going out, you've been talking to some people? You know, you've been talking to some women? And if they're like, well, no, I'm this and no, you got to. You got to. This is something I told my own sons. Something I say, look, you got to just say random highs and everything. And you know, they listening, and for some young guys, they get a lot of attention. But anyway, That's the thing. You got to go out, because one of the things I'm seeing is you get a lot of guys complaining and they'll say this and that, but when you start asking them questions about it, oh, they're like, well, I haven't really talked with them. It's like, hold up, man. How do you know? Because I'm going to tell you something about women anyway. In general, I'm saying in general, they are waiting for the man to take the step. Even when they give those, those choosing signals. They just opening the door for a man. He still got to walk in. But how you gonna know which door to walk through or how to approach if you don't have the experience? Let me use a basketball analogy again. You can watch all the videos on the moves. You can even practice the moves in your own time by yourself all the time. You still gotta go out there and play, and then learn. That's how you gotta learn from each experience. See, I know what I know about ladies and interacting with them from the number I've experienced in life. And I've told people, I've done sales, worked in government, retail, worked around a lot of places where there were a lot of women. And after a while, you spot the pattern. And see, any man can do that. Any man can do that if he wants to. If he wants to. But he has to learn. He has to learn. And see, once you learn, then all of a sudden, a woman says something to you, you don't have to hit me up or anybody else up saying, well, they did this or that. You're like, oh God, they doing this. How do I respond? Well, she got a nice body. All right, I'll play along, or I'll do this. But you know it because you did it 5 other times. See, you got to get the experience, all right? So anyway, that's all I got for today, y'all. Get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.